What's up, guys? It's Tommy here from saleslucky.com, and today's video is about Tony Robbins. It was Tony Robbins' 60th birthday, and this is a man who has impacted my life greatly, and this post is to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned that's helped me become a better salesman along the way. And to be honest with you guys, probably outside of my own parents, Tony Robbins is somebody who has impacted my life probably more than anyone else in this world. And today's video, I'll share with you 3 simple things that you can do to be a better salesman, improve your sales, close more deals through these simple things. If you're in sales, you well understand that one of the most important things for us salespeople to do is to manage our own state. So what does managing our state mean? It means being able to control our emotions, be able to control our perspectives, our mindset, our mentality, the way we see things, basically be able to control ourselves so we could act and behave appropriately for the given situation. That might sound, very high level or very simple, but it's actually something that takes skill and practice to get good at, and is actually something that is very, very practical and valuable. The reason is because in sales and in life, a lot of times when things, as obviously things won't go our way all the time, especially if you're out there, knocking on doors, literally, or as a metaphor. Things are not going to go your way all the time. If you're in sales, obviously you know that. So the ability to control ourselves, our own thoughts, our perspectives, and our attitude basically when things don't go our way is super important in being able to adapt to that, being able to deal with that, being able to adjust to that, being able to respond to that appropriately so that on the next call or on the next meeting with the next prospect, that we're able to be there with positive energy, with enthusiasm, feeling good, and our mindset in the right place. So that's controlling our state. So how do we do that? So 3 things, okay? I'll list out the 3 and I'll explain each one briefly. So 1 is physiology. The way that we use our bodies has been scientifically proven to impact our biochemistry. For example, if we stand in a pose like this for, let's say, a couple minutes, we're going to start to release chemicals in our brain that make us feel good. Conversely, if we change our physiology to something that's not so productive, like for example, if I asked you, what does the physiology of someone who's depressed look like, you could probably picture what that person looks like, right? Like really head down, a slouching position. So, number 1, physiology impacts our state. So, number 2 is focus. Number 3 is language. So just to wrap up number 1, physiology. I'm sure you already do this on a certain level. Have you ever had the instance where you're not feeling too well, or you're not having the best day ever, and things aren't going your way exactly, and you go on a run or you go to the gym to make yourself feel better, right? So that's taking control of our physiology and the way that we use our bodies to impact our emotions. As Tony Robbins says, motion creates emotion, okay? So control your body, the way that you use your body in impacting you to control your state. Number 2 is focus, what we direct our focus on. As you know, the things that we can focus on are literally limitless. What can I focus on in this moment? I can focus on the cool air against my skin. What can you focus on in this moment? You can focus on the blood rushing through your ears, through your left ear. You can focus on the light, the green that you see around you. You could focus on the white on my shirt, or the color white around you in your environment. You could literally focus on anything, any number of things. So our ability to control our focus in seeing the positive and empowering side of a situation is incredibly helpful in in every instance. So, and I actually got a tattoo on me here in Chinese. This is the word crisis, Wei Ji, and I got it because in Chinese, crisis is 2 characters, but the first character actually comes from the word danger, Wei, and the second character actually comes from the word opportunity, Ji. So together, in every crisis, there's danger, but there's also opportunity. So seeing the positive side of things, okay? And this is obviously incredibly important in sales because, again, to see the positive and see the useful, see the empowering perspective in any given situation and using that to our advantage is incredibly helpful in sales. The third thing is language. And language, the words that we use are incredibly powerful and actually help us control our state. So just like how physiology control your state that way by using your body and impacting your biochemistry, and focus by directing and choosing how to see things in a way that will empower you and enable you to be more successful and more who you're meant to be. Language shapes the way that our brain processes things and the emotions that we feel and the representations that we have in our minds and our bodies. And this is, there's something called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which dives deep into this. But basically, the way that we use our language triggers and brings up images, mental representations of certain things. So the way that you use language can very much impact your state. For example, you could say, I hate this or I detest this versus I'm a little bit peeved. Both those things, all those things mean similar things, which is you're frustrated, you're angry, you're annoyed, but the way that you use certain words and the types of words you use and the emotional, mental, feeling, imagery, that comes out of that is different for each word. So by being aware of the language that we use, we become to be more aware of the impact that those words have on ourselves and other people, which again is incredibly important in sales. And so because of the way that we use language and those internal representations, that will ultimately impact our own state as well as the state of our prospect or the other individual. Anyways, that's 3 main takeaways for you in how Tony Robbins has helped me, things that I've learned from Tony Robbins to help me become a better salesman. And I'll leave you with one additional bonus, which is he says, questions are the answer. And the way that we ask ourselves questions and our prospects questions are incredibly important and powerful in sales. And the questions we ask ourselves induce responses from ourselves and another person, whether we verbalize it or not. So whatever question you ask yourself, like, how can I double my sales and crush my quota this next year? Whatever question you ask yourself, your brain is going to give you an answer. So the solutions and what Tony Robbins says, the answer, or he says questions are the answer. The solution is in asking yourself the right questions. So what great questions could you ask yourself today to help you get to where you want to go? Hope you guys got value out of this video. Please share this video, this blog post if you found it helpful, and I will talk to you